Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Randeezus. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Today we're going to be looking at the Bruen versus the Kilo in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone. Ever since the ground nerfs, everyone has been playing with different guns and loadouts, trying their best to find the next meta weapon, and I think it's safe to say we've landed on these two guns. So today we're going to be taking a hard look at the stats, recoil patterns, and then of course how I feel about these two weapons to determine which shall be named the King of Warzone. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Firstly, shout out to this guy for telling me about the Bruen like a month ago, and I just couldn't get over the fact that it was an LMG. It wasn't until a dude in my squad started piling up kills and wins that I decided to give the Bruen a shot. This video was originally supposed to be a Bruen vs. Grau video, but fortunately you can barely see any Graus around the map thanks to the good old Infinity Ward Lords. So let's take a look at the damage profiles. If you're wondering about the Grau, I made a Grau vs. Kilo video a while back, and that's up on the top right. Basically, the Kilo is stronger than the Grau in almost every single way. Everything in blue is a better stat. As you can see, the Bruen is a beast. These are all base level things other than the ammo conversion from 100 rounds to 60 rounds for the Bruen. This is because with the 100 round drum for both weapons, these guns become a little unpredictable and very slow. The Bruen damage is quite a bit higher than the Kilo, and because both guns have an identical RPM at 750, whoever has the higher damage takes the crown as the fastest killing weapon. The ADS and reload speed is slightly higher on the Bruen, which may be a pain. However, with that higher damage, everyone will already be dead, so who cares, right? Realistically though, these slightly worse stats won't matter because you'll be running a quick SMG with your primary weapon, so you'll be rarely using the Bruen for those close quarter moments. Not to say that the Bruen can't do both. In much of the gameplay for this video, I wasn't using the long barrel, only the monolithic suppressor, and had both the stippled grip tape and the close quarter stock, and the Bruen was very balanced for medium range. I was able to snap on people relatively quickly and still get those kills at longer distances. I will be recommending a different class setup though, because I rarely use my MP5 in those games because I didn't need to. So I basically was wasting a slot and I could have lasered people at farther distances easier. The one major component here is movement speed. It's actually better with the Bruen than it is with the Kilo, which is wild. And by quite a bit actually. 2.5% is quite a bit when you're trying to outrun the gas or change positions in a firefight. You need all the speed you can get. Plus for me, I think it's considerable because I was so against using the Bruen because I thought that it was going to be slower than any assault rifle, but upon further inspection and only with the 60 round mags, this LMG competes with some of the best assault rifles in the game. So now we have to talk about the recoil differences. First things first, here are my classes because I'm not going to show you base recoil because after all the kitting is done, it's so far off of what the gun will actually be. The Kilo's recoil is super predictable, up a little and to the left, very easy, wobs a bit side to side, but if you can learn the recoil pattern, this gun is very accurate. The Bruen's recoil mirrors the Grau, almost literally. You'll notice I did two versions of the Bruen, and that is because I wanted to see what it would be like without the barrel and adding the close quarter stock. Here is the class setup for that. Both these weapons move up and to the left. The main difference here is that the Bruen kicks much higher than the Kilo and has no aggressiveness to the left. Both recoil patterns have their ups and downs, or ups and lefts. But seriously, they're pros and cons. Like I just said, the Bruen's higher recoil is closer to the Grau, except kicking left rather than right. This is a little more difficult because most weapons kick to the right, which makes any weapon that kicks to the left a little harder to control, but because it happens more gradually with the Bruen, it actually makes it easier to control than the Kilo. Here are all three recoil patterns, with the Graus as well as reference. At first glance, it seems like the barrel does more harm than good, so I tested the recoil with the close quarter stock again, and this time it was much worse. So keep in mind that recoil patterns will vary slightly, especially if you don't have a lot of recoil controlling attachments. All in all, both these weapons are very good. I like that there's a healthy mix of players who like one over the other. It means that we're not stuck with one overly powered weapon. However, I will say that the Bruen, in my eyes, is much better. It takes a while to unlock it. If you don't know, you have to get 3 kills with an LMG near smoke in one game 15 times. It is extremely tedious and annoying to unlock, but if you just pop on a thermal onto your LMG and a smoke grenade on your class while playing shipment, it shouldn't be too hard. My first few games with the Bruen were absolutely wild, so I may be a little biased, but oh my god, does this gun slay. Just feelings alone, it's very easy and simple to control and melts people at a distance. All the damage profiles are based off 250 health, fully armored opponents, so if you're going up against somebody with no armor, you'll kill somebody in 3 bullets. to the chest. That is insane. And since the first 3 bullets are very predictable and close to each other, well, this thing is just a melting machine. I highly suggest that you give it a shot. Play around with the attachments, maybe throw on a commando foregrip in place of the barrel. I think that it could work very nicely. This gun will not disappoint. And if you're like I was and just don't want to use an LMG because you're scared it'll be too slow, then stop that right now and give this gun a shot. Guys, if you liked the video, like the video. If you loved the video, subscribe down below and let me know in the comment section if you've used the Bruin yet and what you think of it. Peace out.